Hello and welcome to a Markout Moments exclusive presentation. It's the pre-show for WWE Elimination Chamber, Chicago, Illinois tonight. Elimination Chamber 2026. Pondwater's got screaming kids in the background, and he's going to make us all vomit from the movement of his iPad. But it ought to make for a good show. Justin is here with me, along with Pondwater Dave. I am Dollar Bill Dave. Guys, tonight, 7 Eastern on ESPN app and Netflix if you're not in the United States. It's Elimination Chamber. We are on the road to WrestleMania. Things may be heating up. It's WWE's very things are weird right now in the WWE. Injuries have taken a toll. I think it's well known that Bronson Reed was supposed to be in the Elimination Chamber match tonight. He got injured on Monday night in the match. Jey Uso had to scramble and win it. And then they removed Jey Uso from that match last night before SmackDown started. He was attacked backstage. Logan Paul has now been inserted into the men's Elimination Chamber match. But we will get to that at the end of the show. Everyone knows my thoughts. Matthew Elvis Presley's in the chat. What's up, buddy? How's it going? I am not digging the Triple H era, or one of the 19 eras that he's started since taking over WWE. I was a big fan of his work in NXT when it was black and gold, but this is not working. These PLEs that we're having, another night with 4 matches on the card. What are we doing? We're going to discuss those matches here shortly, but 4 matches. You've got a roster plumb full of talent all over the place, and we're getting 4 match cards. Darren Staley's here. Coach K's here. What's up, guys? We're going to get your thoughts here. Go ahead, Dave. What?
I mean, 2 of your matches is going to involve 12 people.
It's gonna involve 12 people, but it's a 3-hour PLE. Those matches normally are 35 minutes, 40 minutes tops. So if they both go 45, which they won't, but if they both were to go 45, that's an hour 30. You're not getting an hour 30 out of the other 2 matches. We're going to get ads galore. We're going to get stupid shit in between. And we're going to talk about the mystery crate here coming up. But there's no reason why there's not 6 matches on this card. When was the last? So Survivor Series. We are now in the last day of February. Survivor Series in November was the last time the Intercontinental title was on. And that was just so Dominic could take it off John Cena. Stephanie Vaquer seems to be nowhere to be found lately. Jade Cargill hasn't, since she won the title, it has not been on a PLE. I think she's had 1 match as your women's undisputed champion or whatever the hell that title's called. Where are the belts? Where are these things? You've got to put more. I mean, even Raw. Raw's 2 hours, 2 hours, 20 minutes every Monday now. SmackDown's 3 hours. But it's not like these shows are loaded with matches. The entertainment aspect of World Wrestling Entertainment has really taken over. And they might as well just call it World Entertainment and probably get rid of the wrestling, because there ain't much wrestling anymore. Between the interviews and the segments and just, I mean, things are just getting out of hand. And I was very much bored with the way Vince ran things. Raw was unwatchable the last few years Vince McMahon was in charge. But my God, at some point, we are there to watch wrestling. And the storylines progress. Now, interviews and, things to help build feuds, that's one thing. But there are so many, Netflix has so many commercials. And I get it, and I'm not one. I don't care about advertisements on the mat. Doesn't bother me at all. I don't even notice them. But I've watched enough UFC over the years and boxing over the years where there's always been mat advertisements, and that's fine. I don't care about the Slim Jim table or the Slim Jim's ladder. That doesn't bother me at all. But holy hell, you can go. There's like one match on Raw. And there's 3 commercial breaks. Give the guys more TV time. Royce Keys, where the hell's he been? He popped up at WrestleMania and you haven't seen him since. What are we doing? The tag team division is an absolute joke. The women division, I mean, the only title that anybody even seemingly talks about for the women's division is the women's intercontinental title with Becky Lynch.
The tag.
Well,
When was the last time the Women's United States Championship was on a PLE?
There's no more Night of Champions.
It's not.
Mm-hmm.
Let's build some other feuds. Everything revolves around the Vision or Cody Rhodes. Let's get some other shit in here. Let's do it. I mean, I haven't even watched. Timmy C asked me the other day, "Have you watched Unreal?" He said it was awesome. I haven't. But I mean, it's like, what are we doing here? 4 matches. We had 4 matches at the Rumble. Now, granted, 2 Rumble matches, they both go an hour. But the Rumble pay-per-view is usually longer than 3. Give us something to work with here. I'm not saying you got to go back to WrestleMania 6 where there's 14 matches on the card. But for a 3-hour show, there should be at least 6. And I don't want to go. I don't really want to watch a 4.5-hour AEW card with 11 matches either. But at least they pump them out, and it's not just full of backstage segments and advertisements. And I'm cool. Like, if you want to run an ad here or there, fine. But there'll be 15 plus minutes between matches. Give us something to work with. But let's get started. It's Elimination Chamber Day. We're going to start with the Mystery Crate. This was delivered to Monday Night Raw a couple weeks ago. Adam Pearce said he wanted nothing to do with it. Send it to SmackDown. We all knew it was going to happen. Do not open until 2/28/26. So they've been teasing it. Will this be a letdown, or do you think something big's popping up?
No, it's going to be 100% a letdown. I mean, here's in a perfect world, they'd open that crate and there would be new belts. And then they would announce that on night 1 of WrestleMania, they would have the title matches, Roman and Punk, Drew and whoever. And on night 2, they would have unification matches, and they'd only have one champion. One women's champion, one men's champion. That would be the best scenario. But that ain't going to happen.
No.
The rumor is it's going to be Danhausen in there because he's undead, so it makes sense that he could be in a crate. As much as I want to see what WWE could do with Danhausen, whatever they bring out of this crate is going to be a big plate of piss. I mean, it's going to be flatter than a plate of piss. I can't imagine what's in there. I want to be wrong. I want to be, but I mean, we can do a show about what we want it to be, or we can just be realist. And
well, I mean, it doesn't make sense for a person to be in there other than Danhausen, because who could sit in a crate for 3 weeks?
Right.
But so I went and, like we do on all our pre-shows, I pull up the odds. We're going to start with the odds of the mystery crate. Who will be inside the Elimination Chamber mystery crate? This is all from Flurry Sports. As if the WWE Elimination Chamber 2026 match card wasn't providing enough suspense, there is also the curious case of the mystery crate. Raw General Manager Adam Pearce and SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis are set to open the crate together and reveal its contents in Chicago on Saturday night. Who or what could it be? Those who think it will be a wrestler inside have betting odds available to them for action at BetUS. Danhausen at -200 and Chris Jericho at -150 are each considered odds-on favorites to be associated with the mystery crate reveal. Other names listed on the odds board include Bianca Belair, Pat McAfee, and Bad Bunny. It's hard to give any concrete analysis of this aspect of the event aside from free agent confirmations and the old wrestling rumor mill. Action or not, it certainly adds to the intrigue and is another reason to tune in for what should be a fun premium live event this weekend.
Maybe it'll be the Vince puppet.
The Vince puppet from the old
Firefly
Bray Wyatt
Funhouse.
segments.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how this doesn't have this complete dud written all over it.
Yeah, I'm not optimistic at all.
Danhausen seems to be the favorite. I mean, it would make sense since he's an undead vampire or whatever. But what does Danhausen doesn't bring any eyes to WWE?
He provides the comedic
I don't know
relief
about
that
How
Yeah, I
many
think-
eyes
I
did
think-
Danhausen bring to AEW?
His
I
segments
mean,
were doing really
it's a
well.
cartoon character. It's a cartoon character. I guess it could be WWE's version of AAA's Mr. Iguana.
People were popping for Danhausen, and then he got punished for being associated with Punk, and they shelved him until the end of his contract.
Yeah. Matthew Elvis Presley says the crate opens up to Melt, and Meltzer steps out to reveal that Mabel was the third man. Book it. I mean, it's just I would love I love your idea, Dave, of we're getting new titles and we're going to unify them at the end of WrestleMania.
I just want to
I'm
believe
not-
that this regime, I just want to believe that there's nobody left on there that could think putting something alive in that box is a good idea.
Right.
I mean,
I can't wait
It's
till
kinda
next
like
year
they-
when we get Unreal and we discuss this box. But I mean, let's think about it. You've got U.S. titles, Intercontinental titles, Tag Team titles, World titles. How many do you need? We grew up in an era where the WWF had the WWF Championship, the Intercontinental Championship, and the Tag Team Championship. Sometimes there was a women's WWE Championship in there. And then in 97, we got the European title. And we all lived just fine. You had another organization, World Championship Wrestling. They had the WCW World Heavyweight Championship, the United States Championship, Television Championship, Tag Team Championships, and then grew out the Cruiserweight Championship. Everything was fine. You don't need,
prior to
and
the
that's one of
Cruiserweight, they
the
had the
things I
light
say
heavy,
about
so-
AEW. I mean, there's a new belt in AEW every week. The international title, the world title, the international continental title, the continental title. Like, how many damn titles do we need?
yeah.
If you're not defending them, what's the point in having them?
to me,
But see, you can
to
make
me,
it
if you
so
can't work 2 television shows a week, you shouldn't be the champion.
right. And it's not like they got a bajillion house shows to go to.
Right.
So, but you can push your title. So you can have a world champion that travels to both shows. Raw can have their Intercontinental title for the men and women. SmackDown can have their United States title for men and women. There's not enough tag teams to justify 2 different sets of tag team championships,
No.
nor are they ever defended. So there only needs to be one, and then they can travel show to show. But you push your titles. Your Intercontinental title can be pushed to elevate those stars to make it. I mean, an Intercontinental, it's not just, it's not the Memphis TV title. Make it mean something.
Yeah, I
To
think
me, the Intercontinental title hasn't meant shit in 20 years.
with the TKO era, you're missing the fact that they like the money. And the more belts that they can produce, the more belts that they can sell. And that's truly what it is. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a new belt for a new division that will be represented on Twitter again. At the end of the day, they like the cash. And the more that they can produce those belts, regardless if they're giving content behind it, they're going to crank it out.
I don't know. I mean, are that many people really buying the women's tag team titles?
I will say, though, out of the women's, that has been the most defended belt for that division right now.
I know. I'm not saying get rid of it.
I get it.
No,
but
I mean,
You remember when tag teams were actual tag teams and not just thrown together wrestlers? That was fun.
Well, I mean, the new tag team champions, Nia Jax and Last Legend, are the Irresistible Force.
Yeah, but I'm just talking
They-
about in general. I don't even
No, I
know
mean-
who the SmackDown tag champions are. I guess the MFT, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because I mean the Wyatts had it, but didn't ever defend it.
And to speak to your question about the tag titles, they stay sold out a lot of the time. It's one of the nicer replica belts. I have one.
But I have no desire to go spend money on the stupid W design belt. I have the original black one that my wife bought me for Christmas one year. But I'm not going out and buying a belt that's just like that was the fun things about the old titles. The NWA, WCW title. Although it wasn't just a logo. WWE's belt is strictly nothing but a logo. And I get it. It's their branding and they give it to everybody. But you can still have like the new title that CM Punk has. It's not bad. It's like a mix of the old WCW belt, the big gold.
It's a big
the
gold
logo's on it
belt.
big enough. But give us something other than just a W logo.
Well, back in the day, you could buy a belt and not have to worry about it changing in 6 months in appearance and everything else. So right now, I mean, just being on shop.wwe.com right now, you could tell there's not really thought put into most belts. So
what year did the W scratch logo belt come out with The Rock? 2014?
I want to say it was 14.
So we went from 2005 to 2014 with that fucking spinner belt.
Yeah, they held on to the spinner when they should have got rid of it.
Like that thing was hideous. And everybody loved. I wasn't a fan of the Undisputed title. Didn't love it. I liked the big gold. Or not the big gold.
I've come to appreciate the Undisputed.
Eagle.
Yeah, I've come to appreciate the Undisputed. I didn't care for it at the time.
I liked Big Eagle. That was my favorite, and it wasn't around very long.
No, it's my all-time favorite design.
98 to 01. That's what we got.
Yeah.
But even then, Austin brought his stupid. Like I didn't like the rattlesnake belt.
But you only saw it a couple times.
Well, I mean, Austin carried that rattlesnake belt for a while, but then when he was heel, he had the Big Eagle. But I'm not a fan. Not a fan. But I mean, I get it. TKO is all about the money, and I mean, it's all right. But at some point, they have to look at things. Hey, man, why is people not going? Why is Elimination Chamber in Chicago of all places not sold out? Why is
it's too high?
I know. Why is WrestleMania? For one, they never should have taken WrestleMania. WrestleMania needs to be in New Orleans this year. They shouldn't have gone back to Vegas. They went to New Orleans, and now people are like, "Hey, man, we're out." Ticket sales, they're expecting what? 60 to 70% full for WrestleMania? That's a bad look, man.
Well, I think what's even a worse look,
way too high.
And I think that the WWE is a victim of TKO management. I think they're mandated. I think a lot of what they're doing is I think they have handcuffs on them.
Yeah, I do too.
I know that, hey, but I'm a shareholder, and that stock booms.
Mm-hmm.
That stock booms. I mean, as a shareholder, whatever they're doing is right. I mean, huge growth.
Well, I mean, they released the numbers for 2025 this year. WWE actually beat out UFC.
Yeah, wrestling fans.
UFC made like 1.5 billion.
WWE was 1.7.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wrestling fans seem to get offended by empty seats, but TKO feels like a quick sellout left money on the table. So if it outdraws the previous numbers, they're happy while everybody else thinks it's a bad optic. But all that being said is I think they're burning. I think they're destroying their goodwill, because if you make a chamber of commerce pay you a lot of money to bring your event there, and then you immediately start blacking, and then you start blacking the businesses out, the businesses make up the chamber of commerce. So once you put these you impose blackouts where these businesses can't even capitalize on what they brought to the town, then what's going to make the Chamber of Commerce pay you that exorbitant amount of money to bring your event to that town? It just doesn't make any sense. It seems like bad business. They're doing the same thing in Chicago. They're blacking out in Chicago.
C. Summers has a good one. I'm surprised shareholders aren't questioning this, because eventually the low crowds and high ticket prices are going to affect profitability. I agree. Because people
until
are
it does,
pissed.
Nothing's going to change.
But yes, it hasn't yet. It has not affected profitability yet. But they also signed big TV contracts and ESPN deals and stuff. So
yes,
that's different. But, and I mean, apparently the numbers on Netflix are rising. It's good. I can honestly say Raw is much better now than it was a few years ago.
And the AEW neckbeards are the same way. Everybody seems to think that asses and seats are the most important thing. No, the streaming is the most important thing.
Yeah.
They're providing content.
Television they're providing content. Really matters.
They're providing content for the streaming and the ratings. They have to provide the content. The arena is just a backdrop in which all this is filmed in. So everything that they get from ticket sales is just gravy on top of it. But these aren't pay-per-views. Nobody's going and paying $50 to watch WrestleMania on pay-per-view anymore. It's all streaming. So they got their money. They have to provide the product for ESPN. They have to provide the product for Netflix. They have to provide the product for USA. They have to provide the product for the CW. And like I said, as long as they got enough people to fill up one side of the hard cam, it's just that, and sure, I know they want to make in WWE, everybody's like, we don't even know what the matches are for WrestleMania. We never knew what we had an idea maybe what the main event was going to be, but the brand WrestleMania has always been the star.
Well, I mean, we're still a month and a half out from WrestleMania, so I'm not worried about the match card.
Yeah, this is a bad move going back to the same town twice.
Yeah.
This was a horrible move, and they knew it was going to be hard. I mean, even AEW didn't do as good at Wembley the second year. But
right.
But I mean, I'm not paying hundreds of dollars to sit in the nosebleed section.
No. I mean, I've been to one WrestleMania. It was WrestleMania 24. And I wasn't on the floor. I was in the first section up from the floor. And I want to say I paid about $200 for that ticket.
Well, we went to which WrestleMania in Dallas with Austin and KO. We went to that one.
39.
Whatever one it was, the last one in Dallas with
39.
Austin and KO. And
39.
me and my wife we were in town and was like, hey, why don't we try to go to WrestleMania today? And 25 minutes before the show started, we bought our tickets. We paid $185 for two of them. And the people that we sat next to paid that much for one. But
Yep.
we bought our tickets 30 minutes before the show started. We were like in the middle section where we could get up, and the bars and the restaurants were behind us in the middle there. We had great seats, and we bought them at the last minute. But if we couldn't have got the tickets at a decent price, we wouldn't have gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, their tickets will, as it gets closer, people will buy.
And also, another thing they're not doing, not doing house shows. It's easy. Like when you do house shows, these wrestlers are developing relationships with the fans. They get access to the wrestlers at these house shows that they don't get on the television product. And that builds a lot of goodwill. And I'm more prone to pay those ticket prices to take my grandkids to go see Cody because of how Cody was so cool to them when he was in town. But if you're not,
Yeah.
you're not working the traditional family model, then it's hard for those families to pony up. And it's not like a UFC event where a bunch of guys are going to go have a guys' weekend and go hang out at WrestleMania. And I think eventually that's going to start biting them.
And I'm not saying, like, I agree. I wrote something the other day after Bronson Reed's injuries that these guys need more reps and there needs to be house shows. Now, I'm not saying it needs to go back to the 80s where they're on the road 320 days a year. But 1 or 2 house shows a week, these guys make a lot of money. And 1 or 2 house shows a week isn't too big of an ask. You do Raw, you do SmackDown. So you got Monday and Friday. There could be a show. If there's not a PLE or something, you could have something on Saturday. You could have something on like a Wednesday.
Well,
you don't do it on Tuesday because you want your people watching NXT. You don't do a house show on, you don't do a Raw house show or something on Friday.
Well,
but I mean, even the houses when it was WWE Live, they mixed both brands.
Right. It's just a big ask when you have a corporation that's trying to maximize profits, and they don't think that there's enough. They don't think that the squeeze is worth the juice. I mean, it's a publicly traded corporation, and I mean, it's the same. Think of it as like Dollar General. When you go to Dollar General and there's stock in every aisle, and there's one person working, it's because they don't give them any hours. Because all they care about is the bottom line, and the only expense they can control is employee hours. They can control that, and that's and like you take Buc-ee's. The guy that owns Buc-ee's, it's a private company. And he said him and his partner will never go public because they pay their employees a huge, huge salary, but they expect nothing but the best out of them. I mean, you can't go if you don't show up to work late at Buc-ee's. It's a privilege to work there, and you're well rewarded. You're well rewarded for that. But he says that if he sold it, if he ever went public, then the first thing that they would do is cut everybody's salaries.
Yep.
And that's why. I mean, that's what you're up against, and maybe one of these days TKO will sell it off, and maybe it'll get back to the old model. But until they run it into the ground, this is the new normal for World Wrestling.
There's no doubt in my mind. There's no doubt in my mind it's going to be sold. I don't know if I really believe the reports of Vince McMahon putting together a bid with Saudi to do it.
Nah, I don't think so.
But I do think Saudi will be the one to buy it. Either Saudi or Disney.
Who else has that kind of money?
Disney. But see, I don't think much would change. If Disney bought it, it'd be run the same way TKO runs it.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
If not,
we'll see. But here we go. Let's get talking with the show. So our first match of the show.
Turn this into we're shitting pretty heavily upon WWE.
And I love WWE. I have been the biggest WWE fan my entire life. And even though I'm unhappy with the current stuff, I'm still going to watch. I still hope that it gets better. I mean, but they had I couldn't tell you that I sat down and was like, hey man, I must watch SmackDown. Friday nights, dude, I'm watching SmackDown.
Dude, I sat down to watch Raw the other night, watched some of it, fell asleep for a little bit of it, woke up, wanted to see Gunther. He's out for the main event. I turned TV off, went to bed.
Yep. But here we go. Our first match. We don't know the match order. I didn't look it up. I don't care enough. I'm sure it's going to be an elimination. The women's elimination chamber will be first, but we're going to start the lowest of my ranking of the show. And when you think about titles, it'd be the women's intercontinental title, but it's one of the belts that's really heavily pushed. So our first match we're going to talk about tonight is the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship with your champion Becky Lynch taking on AJ Lee. And this will be AJ Lee's first singles match in 10 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
So AJ Lee did get the victory over Becky Lynch at War Games. Becky Lynch lost the title briefly to Maxine Dupree. She's got it back. But here we go. So I will read the Flurry Sports odds, and we'll go with this. Moneyline odds to win. AJ Lee minus 260. Becky Lynch plus 170. If you don't know how betting works, You have to bet $260 on AJ Lee to win $100. If you bet 100 and Becky Lynch wins, you win 170. Now, for the most part, a WWE betting odds favorite cannot be taken lightly with respect to their actual chances of winning a match. While I won't sit here and say that AJ Lee has zero chance of capturing the Women's Intercontinental Championship in Chicago this weekend, I think there's actually a real argument for backing the current champion at a plus price. When Becky Lynch lost the IC title to Maxine Dupree, that damaged her stature in the current heel role. She was able to recapture the belt, but benefited from interference and cheating tactics to do so. In other words, Lynch's status as champion could really use a defense at Elimination Chamber. There is no real reason to strip her of the belt with WrestleMania around the corner either, and her heel character is easy booking for a rematch against Lee or a different feud at the time. Speaking of Lee, this will be her first singles match in WWE in a decade. She achieved the pinfall victory over Lynch at Survivor Series War Games last fall. But again, this was a far cry from a one-on-one match. To have Lee waltz in and win a title in her first singles match back in so long would be a pretty surprising outcome. The fact that heel Lynch will have the championship advantage and doesn't have to win cleanly to retain her title still only bolsters the case to back the betting underdog in this spot. So could you see Becky Lynch getting disqualified or counted out or something? She keeps the belt, because I think that this match would be bigger at WrestleMania than at Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised they put it on Chamber instead of WrestleMania. I could see this where Becky keeps the belt and they have a rematch at WrestleMania. But I really expected this on the card for Mania. What plays into the point is AJ Lee is a hometown girl, just like her husband is going to be.
That's right. That's why AJ Lee and CM Punk are in the singles matches here.
Yep. So, I mean, to me, I think I can go either way. I mean, it tells the story of AJ Lee coming back, first match, winning a title, her first singles match. But I truly see this is not the end of the destination, and there will be some type of match at Mania for them.
Onwater, what do you think, buddy?
Well, the Becky Lynch character is the best thing that you know me, I've notoriously not been a Becky Lynch fan. Becky Lynch is doing her best work. Her promos, her social media, everything's on point. She can lose this title to AJ Lee tonight, and this will probably be the only highlight they're going to get tonight. So you could pop the Chicago crowd with her becoming the Intercontinental Champion. Becky's promo work between now and WrestleMania, how, you know, what she says is everybody says I'm the best. I don't just say it. Sports Illustrated, everybody says it. She's doing so good. She does this whole campaign that she got robbed, and then she gets the rematch. I can see that happening. Or we get Natty.
Or we lose Dave.
And that's a cliffhanger. You know, I really like what he was talking about, though. Becky doesn't need a belt at this point. And so she's given the belt a rub. So I think just having her chase it is just as good. So,
I mean, at least there's some legitimacy to the women's Intercontinental title, because,
yes,
I mean, the women's U.S. title has, I don't even know who the champion is. Is Chelsea Green the champion, or is Julia?
Chelsea's injured.
Chelsea's hurt.
Okay, so Julia's the champion, right?
Yes.
Julia's the champion.
See? Where is she? She's never on any of the freaking shows.
She's on SmackDown a lot, but it's more filler.
Julia just attacked.
Coach Keith sees AJ winning.
Julia just attacked somebody.
Rhea Ripley. Didn't she have a match with Rhea Ripley that was supposed to be a banger?
Yeah, I can't remember that.
I don't.
Yes.
But,
yeah, because it was supposed to be Julia versus
AJ Lee. This is the feel-good match of the night. And Becky will be fire between now and WrestleMania.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, so our next match of the show, WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Champion CM Punk taking on Finn Balor. We'll give you the rundown. Your money line odds: CM Punk minus 5,000. Finn Balor plus 1,000. Obviously, CM Punk is going to leave Elimination Chamber Chicago with the World Heavyweight Championship still around his waist. WWE has already made it clear that he will be going one-on-one with Royal Rumble winner Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. No matter how badly us Balor Club diehards would love to see Finn hoist the belt for the first time in nearly a decade, it's not happening on Saturday night. What will be interesting to watch is how this match helps shape Balor's character and storyline for the coming weeks to lead up to WrestleMania. A mainstay in the Judgment Day group for years now, Balor has been suggesting to his comrades that he doesn't want help with this match against Punk. Tensions are clearly building within the group, specifically between Balor and Dominic Mysterio. A full-blown Judgment Day fracture appears to be imminent, and Saturday could be a major catalyst if Dirty Dom sticks his nose in Balor's title match. With Punk's WrestleMania opponent already decided, perhaps the Elimination Chamber is more about setting the table for a match between Balor and Mysterio in Las Vegas. And that's exactly what I think. Dominic Mysterio cost Finn Balor this match tonight.
100%.
They've been waiting.
100%. It sets up Finn and Dom for the IC. But I mean, that's predictable. What should happen. But I could also see just Punk just beating him, and they kill Finn's momentum. But I mean, it makes perfect sense for the breakup to happen and Dom to cost him, and instead of JD, I mean, they can both cost him, but Dom's got the IC title, and that's
they're setting it up, but it's going to be the play here is what I see.
If we've learned anything, if it's don't go against the predictability.
No, but I mean,
they're predictable.
Your main selling point for WrestleMania right now is CM Punk and Roman Reigns. That's the biggest match WWE has to offer, other than The Rock and Roman Reigns. And The Rock ain't coming to WrestleMania. So
I hope not.
It's going to be Punk and Roman at Mania. Roman's going to win. He'll hold the title. They're going to do Rock and Roman at WrestleMania next year. But see, here's my thing. You're going to have this title now. This title that was created a couple years ago and has been a mainstay. And you see it every week with Seth Rollins and then Damian Priest. And, you know, it's been on TV. Roman's going to win it, and then the belt's going to disappear. Because here we are, the road to WrestleMania. Where the hell is Roman Reigns? $15 million a year, and he's not ever on TV. I'm sorry, but I have an issue with the Roman Reigns and the Brock Lesnar's and the things of that nature. If you're making that kind of money and you're expected to show up one day a week, you should be there.
But he's not.
Nope.
But he's not. I mean, don't get mad at Roman for the dilly cut.
I'm not mad at Roman for the dilly cut. Obviously, if I could make 10 times as much money right now and work a tenth of the time, I'd sign up in a heartbeat. But it's bad business.
You can't blame Roman for the limited dates, but I also can't imagine. I mean,
I was the biggest.
Got me excited about their match.
I was the biggest Hogan mark in the world, but even I had issues when Hogan was not only the good guy run in WCW, where he was hardly ever on TV, but also his heel run in NWO. When I want to say like 1997, he had the title the whole year for the most part, and I think he was on like 4 pay-per-views. But is what it is. All right, now let's talk about the women's Elimination Chamber match. Rhea Ripley, Tiffany Stratton, Raquel Rodriguez, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, and newcomer Kiana James. Who saw that coming? With the surprise victory pinning Charlotte Flair. So we'll give you the odds, the money line odds. Rhea Ripley and Tiffany Stratton plus 100. Raquel Rodriguez plus 400. Asuka plus 1,200 and Kiana James plus 1,600. Much like the men's WWE Elimination Chamber 2026 match, we can again utilize the process of elimination to narrow down the field of 6 women when making our Elimination Chamber prediction. Judgment Day member Raquel Rodriguez already has a sidekick role in WrestleMania, regardless of how she plays it, as Liv Morgan has secured a world title opportunity by virtue of winning the Royal Rumble. Main roster newcomer Kiana James can also be eliminated from consideration as a winning pick instantly. From there, we must consider the fact that the winner of the Women's Elimination Chamber match will be clashing with current WWE Women's Champion Jade Cargill at WrestleMania. As such, Asuka really doesn't fit the bill, given that both she and Cargill are full-blown heels at the moment. Meanwhile, Alexa Bliss sits at 4-1 odds for a reason. She still has a tag team thing going on with Charlotte Flair and really just hasn't had the feel of a WrestleMania main event participant of late. Plus, you can tell that tag team is about to fracture, and they will be facing each other here shortly. With 4 of 6 women confidently eliminated from consideration, we are left to choose between Rhea Ripley and Tiffany Stratton, both of whom are listed at even odds at BetUS. Either one is a plausible opponent for Cargill, but it sure feels like a Ripley win would be the biggest slam dunk for WWE. Not only can she match Cargill in terms of strength and power on the grandest stage of them all, but this would be a new, fresh feud. The same cannot be said of Cargill versus Stratton matchup, as the two already did battle for the title last year. Yeah, that's funny. Who's wrestling more this year, Roman or Jade?
That's a competition right there, Coach.
Good one. And Coach Keith goes with Tiffany. Justin, what do you think?
See, I'm torn because I've heard rumors that Bliss is scheduled to win and kind of share the spotlight with Charlotte, which I don't think makes story sense at all.
Let me tell you why this makes sense if they were smart enough to do it, Justin. If Bliss were to win and she challenges Jade, and Jade absolutely ragdolls her at WrestleMania and tries to inflict an injury to the point that Charlotte has to come to her rescue, then you can set up Charlotte Jade with Charlotte the babyface. Because if you put Charlotte up against Jade, Jade's going to be the favorite. Because nobody wants to see Charlotte go up against it. But if Charlotte has to avenge Alexa, because all the way up to WrestleMania, you got Charlotte and Alexa doing the Rocky montages, her getting her ready for Jade. And then Jade absolutely ragdolls her and hurts her. And then for the back, is it still Backlash after WrestleMania?
Yep.
Then you can set up in Tampa. You can set up Jade. You can set up Jade Charlotte with Charlotte the clear babyface avenging Alexa. That's the only way I think it works.
See, I've stayed away. I try to stay away from all spoilers. I don't want to hear nothing.
Yeah, it's just a theory. I wouldn't say, but I mean,
no, it's a theory.
It makes sense,
I mean that's a great theory. So I have no clue, and I haven't watched a lot lately.
They took the tag titles off of Rhea last night, so she's going to win.
Yeah, but
who's the tag champ?
Rhea and Jade's a good matchup for WrestleMania.
So then, what do you do with Io? That's the part where I struggle. Right? You build these tag teams, friends, whatever.
Yeah.
You've got Rhea and Io. So Io, who was the standout the year before, what do you do with her? Does she just sit out this WrestleMania season? It just doesn't make sense.
But isn't Io kind of trying to become the caretaker for Kari and the unhealthy relationship between Kari and Asuka?
Nope.
Who's the women's tag champions now?
Nia and Lash won it last night.
Okay.
So that's what
I mean. You could set up
in theory
Io and Lash or something at WrestleMania, because I know they're high on Lash Legend.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, I think there will be a multi-team women's tag team title at Mania. That's probably guaranteed. They brought the Bellas back. That should be there. But if you look at each of these participants, right, majority of them are in a tag team scenario other than Tiffany. I don't think Tiffany versus Jade is going to draw business. I see Rhea versus Jade doing it, but storyline wise, it doesn't make sense right now with what they're going through. That's just my thing.
To go back to Dave's original point at the beginning of this show with the crate, new titles, and we're unifying at WrestleMania. What if you got Raquel Rodriguez winning this match? And then Liv Morgan wins the title, Raquel Rodriguez wins the title, you definitely have a Judgment Day fracture at WrestleMania when Raquel Rodriguez faces Liv Morgan. How fun would that be? Because I don't know, ever since Raquel Rodriguez came back and she got the rub from Kevin Nash, when Kevin Nash said he really likes her character, she needs to start doing this, and she did. She's been incredible.
Yes. Yeah,
and I've
Kevin
always
Nash
thought
fixed
Raquel
it.
Rodriguez had it. And she's been great. And she's a much better heel than babyface. And
100%.
to see her and Liv Morgan do battle for the ultimate prize for the women would be great. Although I don't think they're using her right now, because I know she's been injured and been sick lately, but Stephanie Vaquer is awesome. And eventually we're going to get a banger between.
I've got a theory about her too.
We're going to get a banger between her and Rhea Ripley one of these days, and I am here for it.
But let me tell you, the biggest prediction for tonight's Elimination Chamber with the women is that they're gonna tailor this match to make Kiana James a bigger star coming out of it than she was going into it.
Agreed.
They're gonna do a lot. They're gonna do a whole lot in that cage that's gonna elevate her. She's gonna be that close.
And see, this is what I
make
thought.
People take notice of her.
Kiana James is what I thought we were going to be getting with Roxanne Perez last year. And it just fizzled quick.
Yeah. But Dave,
Roxanne Perez never should have been in Judgment Day.
Dave, I agree with you, because she was presented pretty well at Royal Rumble.
Yes.
So they would fail her if they do not present her the same way in the chamber tonight.
And I think they'd kill her. I think they'd kill her if she won it.
Yep.
Yeah, she can't win it, but she needs to be presented as a viable contender in the future.
Alexa should win it because there's the biggest story. Because then you
here's the thing that I'm getting at here.
Charlotte into it.
Here's what I'm getting at here.
Rhea's the obvious pick, but all that being said, Tiffany Stratton's my prediction because it's the most predictable and worst possible matchup for WrestleMania.
Her character as the face is flat to me. Sorry, Dave. Go ahead.
Yeah, she needs to be a heel. Tiffany Stratton needs to be a heel. But here's the thing with Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley is over always. She doesn't need the title. Rhea Ripley to me is bigger than the title. Kind of like she's our version now of The Undertaker back in the day. She doesn't need the title. So having title runs here and there is fine, but Rhea Ripley is your biggest women's superstar in WWE.
Mm-hmm. By far.
But with that, if she's always the champion and always in championship matches, there will be Rhea fatigue. So they don't need Rhea to win this tonight. Because obviously they're not going to have Rhea go to WrestleMania and get squashed by Jade Cargill. But Tiffany Stratton is a babyface.
But you don't have to squash her.
Well, I mean, yeah, but she's not going to go. She's not. They're not going to send Rhea Ripley to WrestleMania to lose to Jade Cargill.
Well, wouldn't it give her more credibility to beat Rhea Ripley? I mean, make the same argument for whoever's going to face Drew McIntyre. They're saying if Randy.
The problem is where do they go with Jade Cargill?
That makes Drew legitimate.
Where do they go with Jade Cargill? Because the in-ring skill is not there. The look. Jade Cargill is all about the look, and she looks like $1 million. She's like
Grace was good.
It's like Goldberg and Ultimate Warrior all over again. Because last year her match against Naomi was the shits. So and I think that's one of the reasons why she's been off TV a lot is they have been working on that, and maybe she's gotten better. But
do you think Naomi got her position because of her in-ring skill? I mean, Naomi's the drizzling shits.
She's actually improved a lot.
Her character works good. Her in-ring stuff is horrible.
So we'll see. I'm going with Tiffany Stratton, but I want to see. I want to see Raquel Rodriguez. All right, it's time for what will be the main event of the evening. The men's Elimination Chamber match. Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, LA Knight, Jey Uso, Javon Evans, and Trick Williams. Our moneyline odds: Cody Rhodes favored -300.
Randy Orton put on my shocked face.
Randy Orton +175. LA Knight +400. Jey Uso, well, he's gone, +800. It's now Logan Paul. Javon Evans +1200. And Trick Williams +1200. The WWE Elimination Chamber 2026 match for the men offers a very compelling mix of past champions, future Hall of Famers, and young rising talent. Awaiting the winner is a date with Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. While the eclectic mix of superstars involved in this chamber should result in some great action, it's also quite obvious going in that several of the participants will not have their hand raised in victory. By process of elimination, pun most likely intended, we can quickly rule out half the field. This was done before last night. Jey Uso is already a World Tag Team Champion alongside his twin brother Jimmy. He won't be wrestling for singles gold at WrestleMania this year. The same can be said of Javon Evans and Trick Williams, a pair of superstars who were only recently brought up to the main roster from NXT. The future is bright for both, but they won't be headlining the Showcase of the Immortals in 2026. That leaves a pair of multi-time champions and a guy who has yet to get his hand raised on a top-tier championship in WWE remaining. It would be awesome and long overdue for LA Knight push to kick off Saturday night at the Elimination Chamber. Unfortunately, there has really been no inkling that this is the direction that booking wants to go. There's very little simmering between Knight and McIntyre as a prelude to a WrestleMania feud coming into the Chamber match. The same can be said of Randy Orton, who continues his quest for a 15th WWE Championship. While this would be a fun WrestleMania storyline if he could pull it off, Orton's recent character and plot lines really don't give off the aura of him being positioned to do so this year. That leaves Cody Rhodes, the odds-on WWE betting favorite. Already immersed in a seemingly endless feud with McIntyre, Rhodes feels like a pretty surefire pick to win the chamber match and earn the right to duel for the belt in Las Vegas once again. That brings on the point. Cody Rhodes fatigue. This would be the fourth straight year of Cody Rhodes in the championship match at WrestleMania. We've seen Rhodes and Drew McIntyre enough. It's time for LA Knight. So here we go. Coach Keith, unfortunately, Cody will win. Matthew Elvis Presley, Logan wins. C. Summers, booking really needs to push LA Knight.
Here's where I want to throw something into the mix. So last night we had an injury angle where someone injured Jey Uso. My money is on Jacob Fatu, who did not win last night to get into the chamber. He will be in the chamber. I see him entering, either taking somebody out, and I think they're going to put him, and then Cody can weasel his way into the championship match and have a three-way match between Jacob Fatu, Cody, and Drew. I do not see it being one-on-one. That's how you get the unpredictable part.
Dave?
If anybody in that company has a lick of sense, Trick Williams should win this match.
Trick Williams is going to be a megastar.
The hottest commodity. He's the hottest commodity they have right now. They could shock the world and send him to WrestleMania against Drew McIntyre. I think that he has got it. That guy is a star. And my prediction's Cody Rhodes because they don't know. They can't get out of their own way. But hear me out. While you're thinking Jacob Fatu could become a factor in this match, why did you mute me?
Sorry, my bad. I meant to mute myself so I could cough, and I muted your dumb ass.
Sami Zayn could become a factor in this match. Sami Zayn could take out Cody. And Sami and Cody could be a feud into WrestleMania. That would be a way to get Cody out. Somebody's got to be smart enough to know we don't want to see Cody Drew 9,000.
Yes. We're getting into Vince McMahon territory here with all the rematches.
Randy Orton would be a good opponent for Drew. Drew could retain, you gave Drew some credibility as champion over someone like Randy Orton. But man, I'm telling you, you're missing an opportunity if you don't strap the rocket to Trick Williams right now.
I say
I just think
I want to see Trick or LA Knight win it.
But who's your smart money on?
Cody.
And I was going to say something smart ass about Javon Evans, that he was going to be Timu Kofi in this match. But I don't believe that. I think that this young man is so exciting. I'm not gonna take swipes at him. He's going to be. I think what he does is reminiscent of Cody. They got to get this kid's bouncy off of him, though.
Yeah, I'm not.
I mean,
the flippy dippy shit's ridiculous. But he's going to do a cutter or something off the top of one of those pods.
Oh God, he's going to do all kinds of. He's going to do all kinds of that, all kinds of stuff in there, and that'll be good for him. I think the world of him. He's got a big upside, but it's not this year. But please, from my lips to God's ears, do not let Cody win this thing. And do something, do something outside the box and get Trick in there.
I'd like to see Trick.
Poor LA Knight. LA Knight.
Here's
the
deal. Trick Williams, 31 years old. You talk about a bright future ahead of him. Javon Evans still in his 20s, but Trick Williams has it. And it's only going up from here. Where the hell is Carmelo Hayes?
How come he's never on any of these shows?
He's
What's that? US very champ. Good run as TNA World. He was a TNA World Heavyweight Champion already.
Yeah.
NXT Champion, TNA World Champion. He's must see. So, man, I'm
Melina Perez. This Elimination Chamber pay-per-view is a downgrade from last year. It's
100%.
Here's where WWE's at 100%. Right now, though. They've got to build new names. They've got to. This is a way to do it. LA Knight's 40-ish. He's in his 40s now. His time is coming up quick. If he doesn't get a run here this year, it's done.
Now, I will play devil's advocate. I will play devil's advocate about the Elimination Chamber. It's not as good as it was last year, but the pivot that they've made where the winner of this gets the other champion has added new meaning to the Elimination Chamber matches because it was getting really stale.
Yeah, I like this other than this is better as they get the shot at WrestleMania over the title was actually defended. So, because back in the day, the Elimination Chamber, the two titles were defended in them, and that was dumb. So, I like this, but my heart, I want to see LA Knight win. I think the build up at WrestleMania on the microphone between LA Knight and Drew McIntyre would be fire. If Trick Williams was a face, I'd say it's got to be done.
Is he not? Is he not?
Technically he's not. But I guarantee you he will be a face here shortly. And then, but the problem is eventually that'll ruin him.
He's a cool heel.
Yeah.
He's a tweener.
Once upon a time, the Road Warriors were heels. And then it didn't matter who they went against, the crowd was with them. That's already happening for him. It's already happening. When I look at these six, if Logan Paul wins, I'd like to see – if Logan Paul was to win tonight, I'd like to see him to go to WrestleMania and them make him the champion. I got no problem with Logan Paul as a champion. Javon Evans, if they made him win tonight, it's too much too soon. You're going to turn him into Tommy Rich or Ronnie Garvin.
All right, so here's the better one. Here's the better one.
Man.
Who's the first one eliminated?
I'd have to go with Javon.
No, I think Javon's going to have. I think he's going to be the standout in the. I think he's going to be the standout in the cage for a while.
Then who do you eliminate?
You want to know who's first eliminated? It's going to be LA Knight.
I think
That's what I'm thinking.
he's set for SummerSlam. I think he'll
How
have
cool would
his
it be
big
though
run.
if Cody got eliminated? How cool would it be if Cody got eliminated right out of the gate by Sammy? And when the obvious guy's gone, how much excitement does that add to the match?
Well, that's what made it so great a few years back when Bray Wyatt won it, because Cena was the champion, but Cena got eliminated early. So you knew no matter what, at the end of that chamber match, there was a new WWE champion.
Right.
But that's the thing. So
It's
if
either
Cody
gonna
gets
be LA
eliminated
Knight
off the
or
bat,
Logan Paul out first.
Coach Keith says Trick will be first. I don't see that. They're going to make Trick look big tonight.
If they get Trick
I've
out
been
of
wrong
there
before,
first,
though.
then talking wrestling will become so anti-WWE if they do that.
Well, there you have it. It's the Elimination Chamber on ESPN. I know a lot of people are, I'm not paying for that ESPN. I mean, I'm a sports fan, so I have it regardless.
Well, then if you're not, then join me over at ringclassics.com tonight. We're having a watch party. If you want to try out Ring Classics, use the promo code Pondwater26, and that'll get you a free month of Ring Classics. And come to my watch party tonight.
There you have it. I'll be watching it on multiple TVs because I'll be smoking chicken wings and cooking chicken and vegetables and drinking beers and partying it up with the neighbors. It's WWE Elimination Chamber tonight from Chicago. We will talk to you guys later. Maybe tomorrow we'll do a post show. So,
let's do that.
All right, we will do a post show tomorrow.
Palm water is the best palm water.
There we have it. Tomorrow, right here on markoutmoments.net, we will do a Elimination Chamber post show where we'll get your thoughts and we'll give you ours. See you then.
Hey,
Thanks for watching. See you next time right here on Markout Moments.